Lajkonik is an ensemble consisting of people passionate about Polish dance, music, folklore and tradition. Founded in 1990, it strives for performances, excellence and professionalism, showcasing Polish national dances. Currently, the group consists of about 50 dancers aged between 4 to 50 with a diverse repertoire and exciting and colourful costumes. To find out more, we visited one of those rehearsals in Marayong, where the ensemble plays an integral and active part of the Polish parish community.
And I'm the Artistic Director of Lajkonik, Polish Song and Dance Ensemble.
So could you tell me a bit about the dance ensemble? So how did it come about to be existing?
The dance ensemble has been in existence for 30 years, almost 30 years. Next year we'll be having our 30-year anniversary. It started when a group of parents talked to me about wanting to do Polish dancing, teach Polish dancing for their children. And I happen to have learnt choreography in Poland, and so I was invited to set up a dance ensemble, and I did that with the cooperation of a group of parents way back in, I think it was 1990.
So you've been with the ensemble from day one?
From day one.
So how has it been throughout the years? So has it grown or has it decreased in size?
It's been up and down. Some years we've had only 20 dancers, other years it's gone up to 50, 60 dancers. At the moment we have about 55.
Wow, 55, that's a lot.
They're in two age groups. We have a junior ensemble, ages from about 4 to 11, and a senior ensemble from 12 up to open age.
So you did mention that next year will be the 30th anniversary. Would you be planning to have some sort of celebrations or showcasing all the dances?
Absolutely. We'll be having a celebration ball in a lovely venue, still to be confirmed. But yes, we'll be showcasing all our best dancers, showcasing our junior group, and having a wonderful time, enjoying the fact that it's been 30 years that we've been working towards what we do.
That's definitely something to celebrate.
So my name is Victoria and I'm a dancer in Lajkonik Polish Song and Dance Ensemble, which is based in Sydney, Australia.
Do you yourself have a Polish background?
I do. So my mum was born in Poland and came to Australia when she was about 21 years old, and my dad was also from Polish heritage too.
So, was it your parents' decision to keep this culture alive within you, or was it also your decision as well?
I think it was definitely my decision. My parents really did want me to join dancing when I was younger, but I think it wasn't until I was about 12 years old that I really decided for myself that I wanted to join, and that was because my dad was very much involved in this dance group. He was a musician who collaborated a lot with Paniushula Lang and Lajkonik, and they would often travel together to different festivals, and I would tag along as a youngster, and yeah, it wasn't until I had matured a little that I realised I was ready to dance as well.
So, what kind of Polish festivals or events or celebrations does the dance group perform at?
So we perform at a variety of events. We do participate in a festival which occurs every 3 years in a different capital city, and that's called Polat, and that brings together Polish song and dance ensembles from all over Australia. We've also just recently come back from an international festival of a similar type in Rzeszów in Poland. But on top of that, we also participate at weddings, at religious-related festivals. We used to be heavily involved in a festival that took place in the Snowy Mountains to celebrate Mount Kosciuszko, or Kościuszko as we say in Polish, which was founded by a Polish explorer.
So, you did mention that you guys perform at weddings and other religious events as well. So, would you say there is a need for this representation of culture?
I think so. I think Polish people you'll find are quite patriotic, so it's really nice to be able to demonstrate your culture at important and significant events in your life, such as weddings or christenings or things like that. So yeah, I do think there is a need to keep that tradition alive, no matter where you are in the world, and that's a trait very characteristic of Polish people you'll find.
What would your favorite dance be?
I think that's really difficult just because there are so many different dances which range from different regions. Personally, I really enjoy the dance from the Opochno region, and that's just because it's extremely energetic. It's very vibrant too, just because the costumes are so incredibly colourful, and it tells a really beautiful story about the mishaps of love between a couple. So it's very fun and very rigorous to dance.
1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, soft please.
Hi, I'm Julia Pawlowska. I've been dancing for 17 years generally, and I've been in Lajkonik for 7.
For 7 years, that is quite a long time. How did you find out about the dance group?
Well, initially my mum put me in when I was 2 years old, and yeah, I had a break when I was 9 for a different dance group, and then I recently joined for the festival in Rzeszów.
So when you rejoined the group, was it your own decision or was it also your mum's?
My mum really doesn't have a say in dancing anymore. After I turned about 15, she kind of let me just take control of my decisions when it comes to dancing. I have funded everything when it comes to festivals and like traveling overseas for dancing since I was 15.
It's really interesting how you essentially like came back to those roots. So you came back to the spot where you started off back year 1 too. So what drove you to rejoin the dance group?
Like I said, I, left just due to some personal reasons in my life, and I rejoined just because I got an offer to do this festival, and well, I really enjoy it, and I really value my friends here. So hopefully, I can stay for a little bit longer until I rejoin my other group, maybe.
What is perhaps the most iconic thing or the unique thing about Polish dancing?
I would say the dancing is very storyteller-like. There's always some sort of story, some sort of history that goes back with Polish dancing. It dates back for thousands of years. There's, the energy, the romance, just everything that comes to do with Polish dancing. It's just a part of who I am, and I'm not really sure how to explain it to people who haven't done it for so long. But yeah, it's just something that comes naturally to me, and I find it to be something that everyone should try at least, or maybe watch, because it comes with experience. Rather than trying to describe it, I think it's better to see for yourself.
There's obviously different dance types, so would there perhaps be different regions that represent different dances?
Obviously, just like Sydney, there's richer and poorer parts in Poland. Different hand movements mean different sort of wealth status, different areas have different speeds, different stories to tell. Like the Carpathian region in south of Poland is very mountainy. It's basically mountain, so it's very fast, very men sort of centered dance, but the girls have their part as well. So yeah, you have upper regions that are more fancy with frills and, you know, very out there, like look at us sort of dancing, rather than, you know, trying to show off.
I'm David, and I'm part of Lajkonik Polish Dance Ensemble in Sydney, in Western Sydney, Marayong.
How long have you been part of it for?
I've actually been dancing in this group for 21 years now, so since I was 8. Yep.
Wow, that's quite the dedication. What's kept you going all this time?
I've just loved it ever since. I've made pretty much most of my friends through this group, and, you know, keeping the culture, you know, keeping my roots alive and learning about my own background and where my parents are from. Yep.
So what would be your most favorite thing about the dance group?
The favorite thing is the travel with good friends. I think that's the main thing, and promoting, you know, Poland to people that don't necessarily know where the country is even.
So where have you and the dance group travelled to?
I've been to Poland with this group twice, and all over Australia, so Brisbane, Melbourne, Perth, Adelaide, Hobart, and other places, yeah.
And were you born here in Australia?
Yeah, I was born here, although my parents arrived just 2 weeks before I was born in Australia, yeah, so.
So how was that experience travelling to Poland? You were travelling performance-wise, or was it just a visit?
Yep, I've been to perform twice, but I've been privately around 8 times, so yeah, but I went with this group to the festival in Poland that's held every 3 years for Polish dance groups outside of Poland.
So I'm assuming that then is a big thing if that event
Yeah,
exists.
it's a really big festival held, yeah, like consisting of usually 30 to 40 dance groups from outside of Poland. So from America, Brazil, England, France and Germany, places like that.
Wow, I'm glad that the culture is alive and thriving. What for you is the most hardest thing about Polish dancing?
Hardest thing, it's probably initially learning the dance when you're younger, and yeah, but there's nothing really too hard about it. It's quite enjoyable actually, yeah.
My name is Adam and I'm part of Lajkonik, so it's a Polish folk song and dance ensemble from Sydney, Australia.
How long have you been part of it?
So I've been dancing for about 5 or 6 years, and yeah, I joined, you know, one of the latest members, I can say, but still for quite some time.
So you said you were dancing for 5 years. Was that Polish dancing or also other styles as well?
That was just Polish dancing. That's just being part of the group.
And how are you finding it so far?
It's been a very good experience, you know, I get to travel a lot, get to promote my own culture. I've always been very patriotic since I was a child, you know, my parents moved here from overseas, so it's always been, I've kind of been in that culture, so just to express it and demonstrate it to other people through dance and song is just amazing.
So what makes you patriotic?
I guess it just makes you who you are. It's about, you know, obviously we all have different roots, different backgrounds, and it's just being proud of who you are, where you come from, you know, whether it be, you know, the different struggles that you've been through or your parents have been through, just different things like that, just, you know, customs, everything like that.
So in your opinion, do you think it is important to keep the culture alive?
Definitely so, yes. No matter, you know, what culture it is, I always believe that it makes you who you are, and, you know, why would you want to change that? You would want to grow it, you know, and expand it. Otherwise, if we don't do that, then it, you know, it can disappear like many of, you know, old ancient cultures have disappeared in the past as well.
So how often do you rehearse?
We usually rehearse once a week, depending on the occasion, sometimes twice if we need to. For bigger festivals, usually twice, but mainly once.
So what kind of festivals can people be able to see you on?
So we perform, one of the biggest festivals that we have once every 3 years in Australia is called Pola, where all the Australian Polish dance groups from Melbourne, from Western Australia, everywhere, come together for one big performance. And anyone that's, you know, it's a different city every time, but the next one's actually in Sydney. So anyone who wants to come along, buy tickets and see us perform, it'll be in 2021. They're most welcome. And then also just local events like some cultural gatherings we get invited to as well from different, other different cultures as well, like Eastern European. Even there was a event in Parramatta at one time that we were invited to as well. So different little events like that.
So, how does the non Polish audience perceive the dance group?
I think they enjoy it because it's something different. We're just, a bunch of young people having fun on stage promoting our culture. So I think everyone kind of appreciates it in that fact. And a lot of people, they love the costumes because it's not something they see. It's all handmade, nice patterns, hand stitching, everything like that. So they kind of interpret it in a very good way where they're surprised by, how widespread the world actually is and how young people like us get involved in such a, activity.
3 and 4. 1 and 2. 3 and 4.
What kind of dances are performed with the Polish dance group?
Well, the Poland has over 50 regions, and each region has a specific character and a specific costume. And we have over 25 dances in our repertoire. We have quite a selection of costumes, and we try to do the correct dances with the correct costume as far as we can. Obviously, many of the costumes are imported. They're embroidered overseas, so it's not possible to have the perfect costume for every region, but we certainly do our best.
And we definitely can see some wonderful costumes all around us. Let's start with the ladies' costume. Could you tell me about their costumes?
Okay, if I can ask Gabby to come over here. This particular costume is called a Highlander costume. It's from the southern part of Poland. And the vests here are embroidered by ladies in the town of Żywiec. They were made especially for our group. And the skirts, these were made by my mother actually, out of material that is bought in Poland. And it's a very typical graded floral design, very bright and colourful. The aprons are usually hand embroidered, but in some cases they're machine made. But the apron is to decorate the front of the skirt. The red wooden beads. If you turn around, you'll see the back of the costume. The very specifically cut gorset, we call it, and the shoes. They're little leather slippers for the feet with white socks. And that is typical of a Polish Highlander woman.
And are the shoes tied in a certain way?
Well, they're normally, in this particular region, they like to wrap the leather straps around the ankles. That's very typical of the Żywiec region.
And I can see quite a few of these costumes in different colours. So they also come in different colours as well?
Yes, they do. Yes, they like a variety of colours. They come in particularly reds and greens. All different, yep.
Yep. And what about the men's costume?
The men's costume, if you could come forward. Well, the men's costume again is highly embroidered, and these trousers were made as well in Poland. You can see the designs on the front that are typical, in this case, of the region called Podhale. The very wide leather belts, which the guys often use to support themselves in different acrobatic steps. Of note here is the little brooch, which is, the Highlanders love to decorate their costumes with all sorts of special things, and these are very typical of the Podhale region. They're called spinki góralskie. Yep. The hats are black with red edging. Often the boys will jump over the hats and use them as props in different steps.
So there's a lot more functional elements of the costume to the men's costume, is that right?
That's right. They often have, they carry either what we call laski or sometimes for the Podhale region they carry axes, and they often use them as props in their tricks or in their steps.
So for a person who's never done Polish dancing, could you perhaps show me a couple moves?
Yeah, I can show you a basic partner sidestep. So all you need to do is grab me, I hold you,
Okay.
up like this, and just sidestep to the left.
To the left.
One,
Like,
two,
okay, it's pretty
three,
quick,
four,
quicker than I
5,
thought.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect.
Woo.
And now we might add a spin to that as well.
A spin. My head's already spinning. Even more spins.
Okay, yeah, it's all about the spins.
Oh, okay.
So we'll do 8 of this and then 8 spins.
Spins. Just normal
this.
spins
Yeah,
like that.
under my arm.
Definitely
So-
can do that.
no
Sure. So
Okay.
8.
3, 2, 1.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful.
4. Okay. Wow.
And now you should be seeing the whole room going around.
That's
and
approximately exactly like
no
that.
need for alcohol.
And I also saw that a lot of the Polish dancing is all about, you know, the feet and the
Footwork.
step, the
Yeah.
footwork.
Yeah.
Could you perhaps show me some of that? Oh, okay, sure. Okay.